New at 6, the site of an old pesticide manufacturer in Edinburg up for a rezoning request, and it could soon be transformed into a new subdivision. Neighbors concerned the area is still contaminated. Channel 5's Christian Von Pricing live with what we know now. Christian.
You know, this is 12 acres of pretty much prime real estate here in the middle of Edinburg. 12 acres here. About 30 years ago, it stopped operation. Go back about 40 to 50 years ago. That's when we know that there was an industrial site, and we also know that they manufactured pesticides that were poisonous, and they had petroleum products on site, so much so that the government had to come in and do some cleanup. And now the question is it clean enough for redevelopment? This former industrial site in Edinburg, now up for a rezoning request. The former home of Tide Products Incorporated, no known connection to the household detergent company, known officially to have manufactured poisonous pesticide. A notice went out to 47 neighbors, and tonight at a planning and zoning meeting to discuss rezoning for residential development.
Concerned with that this property is still contaminated, and I'd like to know what the results of the studies are.
Beatriz Flores says she grew up across the road and was told not to play out here.
My father used to work there when we were, kids. We were like in elementary, and we would always go to that property and play in the sand and behind the business.
And what did they tell you when you would be playing in the sand and behind the business?
They would actually ask us to leave because the ground was contaminated with fertilizers or even petroleum or other chemicals.
What we know about this site, the EPA says it was considered for federal Superfund status in 2012. It did not qualify under that federal cleanup program and was referred back to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. The TCEQ says 2 petroleum storage tanks were removed in the 90s and no contamination levels above a threshold for action were detected in this soil. At the planning and zoning meeting tonight, those same questions about what's left behind in that soil. Commissioners discussing whether the city has the answers yet and if an environmental study would be required to catch that.
The commission would like to get some answers on these before we proceed.
The commission deciding to table the proposal for another day. And as we told you, the residents in this area, around this area, were notified. But Flores told me that she walked the block and she thinks some people didn't get the message quite yet. Now, more on what's proposed here. It's a commercial residential proposal, commercial where I'm standing, and about 46 properties around the perimeter planned for residential. We'll keep you posted on that proposal and if it goes anywhere. Reporting live, Christian Von Pricing, Channel 5 News.